my Bugatti. Join me in my Bugatti. Only you in my Bugatti. Only you in my Bugatti.
See my gypsy girl, she's something to myself. She be minding on my place, she looking at my eye order.
She wants to wander.
She be moving so quick, you never see her coming.
She wants to wander.
She on the
Okay. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I wanted to do a story time video because I haven't done a story time video in like a couple weeks. I got a story that I wanted to tell. It was when I first got my first apartment and in Waterbury, and I moved on this street called Lawrence Street, I believe, and it was just an excited time for me. I never lived by myself before, and I was so excited to have my first place, and I moved in one of my friends. Now, of course, this is going to be a story time of Roommate from Hell story time, so let's get into it. So it was, I believe I was still in college at the time, and this girl that I know, we went to club together and we always party together, and I thought she was a really cool girl. Where did I meet that girl? I'm trying to think. Oh, she went to my high school, and I met her in school because we had one mutual friend, and he's a crazy ass guy too. I should tell a story about my stalker, or I don't even know if he was considered, he was really a stalker, but he was a liar kind of guy. I don't even know how that I should tell that story, but whatever, that's another story time about him. But I met her through him, and we had the same friend, and he used to tell me about this girl that they used to be together, they used to sleep together and stuff like that. And so when we became friends, he didn't think that we were going to become close friends. So I started to say, yeah, but you and Danny are friends. I'm just going to use real names because I don't talk to these people anymore, and I really don't care for these people. So no, I shouldn't use real names. I should just use a fake name. So I'm just going to call him, well, I already said Danny, so you already know. But I could just edit that out. But I'm just going to call this guy D. D and I was friends. And in high school, we knew this girl. Well, he knew this girl, and he introduced me to her. But he didn't think that we were going to become friends because he told me that this girl and him was messing around. So when me and her become friends in high school, it turned out that they wasn't messing around at all, or maybe they were, and she was just lying to me, but whatever. So we graduated high school, and I'm in college now, and me and her continue to be friends. So I thought we were. And she had an apartment, but then she lost it, so she had to move in with her family member. I don't even know if it's her aunt or whatever, but she had to move in with her family member. And I remember when I went to see her there, she had this really small room, and I just felt so sorry for her because this room was so small and tiny, and I was just like, wait a minute, I have a 2-bedroom apartment, I'm not even using one of my rooms, so why don't I just give her one of my rooms and she'll just pay me like $300 a month. I am a really, really nice friend, okay? I didn't even ask her to give me a deposit or anything like that because she and I are really good friends. So I just told her, like, the end of the month, just give me $300, right? And I told her some rules. I said, listen, don't move in anyone because I'm telling you to move in with me just to help you out so you could get on your feet. Don't move in anyone. I don't want to see anyone there, like, every day. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we had to understand it. All right. So she moved in. We were both excited to move in together, but I was kind of nervous, let me tell you, because I heard so many stories about the roommates from hell kind of situation. So, but I put that in the back of my head, and I'm just like, no, she would never, like, you know, turn out to be like one of those people. And then one day, out of many days, she told me that she just feels lonely. She missed her boyfriend, the guy that beat her ass all the time. And this girl, I'm just gonna give her a name V, right? Her name's V. So she's like, I miss my boyfriend, you know, after he tried to kill her. She missed her boyfriend. What are you talking? She was like 3 months pregnant at the time. She found out she was pregnant, and I just felt like I just needed to be the hero. I need to take care of her, you know. I just don't like to see people on their face, and that's just how I am. So So that's why I moved her hand too, because she was pregnant and she didn't need to be in that kind of situation, like in that kind of environment. She needs to be comfortable or whatnot. So she moved in. She told me she missed her boyfriend, the same guy that beat her up. And I was just like, what about you miss your boyfriend? Like, you need to just get your life together. I was like, well, you know, I just didn't have anything much to say about that. I was like, well, if you need to really see him, I don't think you should, but if you really need to see him, you should go see him. But I don't want him here because I don't want the problems that you guys had. The reason why you lost your apartment was because of too many violent issues, okay, with you and your boyfriend. So I don't want that to come here. She had an understanding. She was like, okay. And then one day I came home from work, and guess who did I see in my kitchen? Her boyfriend. I didn't have any problem with her boyfriend coming over, like say once in a blue moon, but every night I will come home from work, her boyfriend is there. Her boyfriend is there. Wake up in the morning, her boyfriend is there. Come home from work, her boyfriend is there. So you basically moved this guy into my apartment when I told you not to. Yo, I told you. Like, I tried to help you out and I told you the situation, and you still moved your boyfriend into my apartment, and you're not paying any rent. Like, you didn't even pay rent the first of the month. I didn't ask you for it, and I asked you to give me a rent at the end of the month. You didn't pay rent, so basically you're living in my apartment for free. So it came to the point that I'll play music in my house, and then she'll come knocking on my door talking about, could you turn down the music? Bitch, you're not paying rent in my apartment. You tell me to turn down my music, but still, I'm just like, okay, no problem. So I turned down my music, and then it came to the point where I start to smell like stuff in my apartment. Don't know where it's coming from. It's so stink. It's just like, it's just really weird. Like, people will come over and they'll be like, what's that smell? Like, you don't want people to come in your apartment and they're like, what is that smell? And I'm like, I really don't know. And my apartment is clean, spotless, living room spotless, kitchen spotless, you know, everything, because I'm a clean freak. The bathroom is spotless. So, and I tried to keep it clean. So one day, she was out of the apartment, and I don't know where she was. Maybe she was at work or something. But I decided to open her room door, and I kid you not, when I opened the room door, it smelled so funky inside. I just could not imagine. Like, how could somebody live like that? Like, you're so funky. I understand that she is pregnant and whatnot, but as a woman, as a lady, you keep your house clean, you keep your body clean, and that's just a fact. So one day she came home from work. I just decided to tell her, like, it's not going to work out. So I knocked on her door. I felt so bad doing this, but I talked to everyone that I could to, you know, and they're like, get the hell up out of there. You need friends to build you up and to help you to succeed, not to put you down and live off of what you have. So I was just like, you know what, you are right, because she is just not giving me any money for food or anything like that. She's not giving me money for my lights. She's not giving me money for anything. So I'm just like, you know what, before the end of the month, I'm just gonna decide to like get her ass out of there. I don't want any money from her. So I knocked on her door, and she opened it, and she was like, I already know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say you want me to leave. I already got somewhere. Oh, okay, well, you know, when you're done, you could just put my keys down on the counter and just go. The end of the month came, and she moved out, but she left all her stuff. And I'm just like calling her, like, when are you gonna get your stuff out of here? When are you gonna get your stuff out of here? Like, you have your stuff in my room. The room is really dirty and stink, and it's making my apartment stink. And I need you to get your stuff out, you know. I am coming to get my stuff. I just need to get a truck or whatever, and don't you think about touching my stuff. I'm like, I'm not saying I'm going to touch your stuff, but I need you to get your stuff out of here, because this is my apartment. I need to get your stuff out of here because you're making this apartment really smell really bad. So this girl did not get her stuff. It was like 2 weeks after. I just couldn't take it no more. So I went in the room and I cleaned up everything. I packed up her shit. I put her bed under the corner. Like, listen, I cleaned up that room. So when she came and she saw that the room was clean, she got kind of pissed, talking about why I touched her stuff. People can be so rude when you're just trying to help them. So, you know, she's just like in my doorway with her pregnant ass, 3 months. You know, I'm not going to find a pregnant woman because I don't want to go to jail, because I know, like, one wrong hit I'm going to be blamed for that, for her, you know, miscarrying her child. And I'm not going to touch her. I did threaten her because, you know, hey, if you really care about that baby, get out of my freaking face, really. So she just got scared. She backed up and she left. And then her boyfriend had the nerve to come to me and say, you're the meanest person ever. Bitch, you don't fucking know me. What the fuck you mean I'm the meanest person ever? Get the fuck out of my apartment, motherfucker. And he's a freaking crackhead. She's a crackhead. He's a crackhead. I'm just like two freaking lowlifes on fucking crack. That's what it was. And I gave them a shot. I didn't even know she was taking drugs until her mom called me on my phone one day. And her mom actually told me that she was on drugs because he was on drugs and he got her on drugs. But you know what? How could you get somebody like really on drugs? You know, you have to want to take that drug. You have to want to really take crack. Nobody can force that shit down your mouth. You have to be the person that say ah and open your mouth and take that. Yeah, so her ass was on drugs. He was on drugs. I didn't know. I was the bystander. I was roommating with a freaking crackhead. This story goes so much deeper, but I really just didn't want this video to be too long because it's not necessary. So my advice to anyone out there that's trying to that you have your own place and you're comfortable, especially if you have a 2-bedroom apartment and no one is living in your one of your bedrooms, just keep your shit to yourself. Don't tell anybody, especially your friends, because they will try to act up wherever they're staying and try to live with you and try to feed off of you. I just want you to just think about that shit before you do it. Don't do it. Even for family, you know, just live by yourself. Do it by yourself. Yeah, so that's my roommate from hell. You know, people try to use my ass, but that's okay. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't give it a thumbs down. I appreciate it if you just keep it moving if you don't like it. And I'll do more story times like this and everything. So sorry this story time was super short, but I need to get something up. And yeah guys, so I'll see you in the next video. Hope this story time was good for you guys. Thank you guys for commenting on my first story time video, the triple side chick story, and I'll put a link down to that if you haven't seen it. But because of that video, you guys have been requesting more story time videos, so here is it, and I hope you enjoy it. And you guys can also hit me up on Instagram if you want to request some more story time videos. I'll put my links down below. And yeah guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Mwah. Don't get punched in the eye.